So for other people's context here, there's a franchise called Hoods that cleans commercial exhaust, vents or whatever. And he's saying to buy an independent business and then convert it into a franchise. And so, so let's talk about that one. That's a good one. I have never looked into the Hoods specifically. I do have a friend that owns one who I think does really well with it. I am in partnered on another brand called Filta that does kitchen oil. So I like they clean kitchen oil. The oil itself, they like clean the oil and sell new oil and stuff, but they don't do anything with like the hoods. And so similar, but a little bit different. I would say on converting it, I guess number one on the hood side, the territory has to be open. So that would be my first thing. Is I would say get connected with them, talk to them about the area that you're looking for. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Because you would have a problem if it's a territory-based business. It's going to cover a vast area potentially, and if other franchisees own a part of the market that they currently serve, then like you're gonna have a problem because you're gonna want to do business in those areas, and you're gonna have like a non-compete that you can't do business outside your territory. So you would have to like have an agreement with the other franchisees to do it, or you couldn't do it and you'd have to pass it off to them. Maybe they give you some sort of like kickback on it. So that would be my first question and concern is on the territory. If it's wide open, you got no problem, then yeah, totally not an issue. Then it would be the question of like, also like, what is the franchise going to provide you, right? People pay in generally for a franchise because they want the systems, they want the process, they want the national accounts, they want the brand, etc. It depends on how big this business is. If it's a pretty sizable business that already has a bunch of these accounts, it already has a good reputation, it's already got systems, it's already got these people in place, then, I don't know. You may be tempted to keep it and get it going. Now, if it doesn't, and it's like, hey, it's just got a few, and you think that you can get it rolling pretty quickly, then yeah. Sorry, I was reading these comments. Anyway, so that would be the big thing. What is going to be the value of the franchise that this company can't provide? And maybe there's a ton of stuff, right? Maybe it's like there's a ton more national account business that they can get. Maybe there's like a ton of stuff. I would just want to be like really clear on that. The other thing you're going to want to know is you're going to want to negotiate the royalties on it, because if let's say the business is doing $1 million, I don't know. Let's say it's doing $1 million a year, and let's say the royalty is let's say the royalty is 6%. I'm just making these numbers up. That means day one you're going to be paying $60K or whatever, $5,000 a month in royalties. And generally, most companies, when they do these conversions, they will negotiate a lower royalties for a period of time, or it's like above it, right? This is, hey, I'm not going to pay $1 million. I'm not going to pay royalties on the first $1 million, but anything I grow over that, I'll do it. They probably won't accept that, but they probably would say, hey, for a period of time, maybe the first year it's only 20% royalties, and then it like scales up from there. But that would be like part of it, because like they didn't deserve to get that in a sense, right? Even in Midas, like if we convert an independent, we have and this is in the FDD and stuff. This is not like private information. We only have to pay we pay a 20% royalty, out of 100%, right? The first year, and then I think we pay like 50% royalty the second year, and then like a 80% royalty the third year. So it scales up. But there's guys out there who bought an independent business doing $2 million a year in revenue, and they're continuing, they converted to Midas and they're continuing to do 2 million, but their royalty is only 2% of revenue, including ads, instead of 10%. So like that's a lot of money that then that helps them close a deal, that they can help them pay for the renovations and all that stuff. So that would be one that I would definitely want to understand. Yeah, Filter's interesting. Yeah, Filter's like a pretty cool business. I know a tremendous amount about it because I've got this partner I've been a couple years in, and there's a couple guys that are in my my 8-figure franchisee group, and that are in that brand as well. And so it is a recurring revenue, can be very high margin business. The hardest part's labor, right? You got guys who are going into these commercial accounts, and a lot of times it's middle of the night or early morning because it can't be during like prime dinner hours or lunch hours. And so it can be very difficult to find and maintain good quality people who want to work graveyard shifts, essentially. So that would be my other thing with the hoods business, is like just really understanding what are the time shifts look like, and feeling comfortable that you can hire people that want to do those jobs at rates that you can afford.